So lately, I've been wondering if I'm autistic. I've actually been wondering for years now, but it's really been on my mind lately. I've always known that I'm different. I do see and think differently than normal people, and I always have. I also have a lot of spiritual gifts and abilities, and I've started noticing that a lot of people with autism also have those gifts. So, I've been learning that an autistic brain, when it's developing as a young brain, um, it doesn't delete certain pathways, um, whereas other people's normal brains, they delete different pathways. They delete certain abilities to do certain things, and so on. They turn off parts of their brain, where an autistic brain doesn't turn off a lot of those things. And I'm thinking that maybe that's why more autistic people have those spiritual gifts, because that part of their brain wasn't turned off. So I am 40 years old and I have not been diagnosed or tested. I'm wondering if it is still important at my age to have a diagnosis. What are your thoughts on that? Should I get tested just to know for sure? Or should I just keep going on assuming that I'm autistic but without having a diagnosis? Um, I know by being 40 years old, I've gone this whole time throughout my whole life without knowing. Um, so, what are your thoughts on that? I see a ton of videos about autism on my FYP, and I relate to all of them, which to me is insane because I've lived an entire life thinking I'm one of a kind, I'm different, uh, there's no one like me, no one gets me, I'm just a random rare person, which I still think, of course, is true. But the more videos I see on autism, the more I say, like, hey, that's me, that's me, that's me. So there are other people out there like me, and now I can see that from watching these autism videos. So it pretty much solidifies my answer that I am autistic. But I just don't know if I should go ahead and get a diagnosis or not, if it's important or not. I kind of would like to know for my own knowledge, but also I don't know how you go about. I know you go to a therapist, but I don't know if there's a certain therapist you go to or whatever. People have also told me I'm high masking, or I'm good at masking my autism. So I don't know if people are good at masking, then do they have a harder time getting a diagnosis? Um, I've always thought that my middle child was autistic since he was younger. Um, but him and I, like, we have some traits that are similar, but we have a lot of different traits. We're the ones that butt heads the most. So I always questioned if I had autism, but then once I had him, I started thinking, no, I probably don't, because he does. But I know that it can show up in different ways in different people. So I know it could still be a possibility that we are both autistic. Um, I've also, some of the traits that remind me of me, I'm not going to go into all of them because there's so many. But one thing that I learned yesterday is that autistic people tend to hyper focus on certain things. Like if they get interested in something, uh, they need to like get all the way in it. They need to get like obsessive about things, and I've always been that way with everything. And also, I learned that a lot of people with autism are the kind of people that like can't seem to learn enough. Like they want to keep learning and learning and learning. My son is not like that, but I am like that. I just want more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. Also fidgeting things. I always mess with my hair. I always like pick at my nails. Apparently those are stimming things, along with other things I do apparently are also from that. I had no idea. So I'm learning a lot about it. which is very interesting to me. But again, the more I learn, the more I think that I absolutely have it.